You need $50 fast. So you download one of those free cash advance apps like Brigit, EarnIn, FloatMe, or Dave. But now, half your paycheck disappears the second it hits your account. Sound familiar? You're not alone. But pay attention because this video might save you from financial ruin. Here's the good, the bad, and the ugly around cash advance apps, and the pros and cons of the top 5. Here's what one user posted on Reddit about these cash advance apps. My whole paycheck goes to cash advance apps before I even touch it. I've paid $2,500 in fees in 5 months. Another wrote, I use EarnIn, Dave, Brigit, and Chime. I borrow money every week just to make it to Friday. And a third, every time I get paid, half of it is already gone to Dave, Brigit, and EarnIn. I can't break the cycle. These stories aren't rare anymore, and they're the norm for millions of users, caught in a cycle that was helpful at first, but then became hard to escape. All of this sounds familiar because these are basically the modern day payday loans, which several states have actually banned and restricted. So what are cash advance apps, and are they the new payday loans? Cash advance apps let you borrow a portion of your paycheck early. No credit check, no interest, and fast. And that can be very helpful when you need the money before payday to pay for food, utilities, and life. To get your cash, you have to connect your bank account, and they'll send it immediately. And paying it back seems simple. They take out your borrowed cash from your next paycheck without any extra work from you because your bank account is already linked. Sounds amazing, right? But instead of charging interest, they'll ask for optional tips, charge expedited delivery fees, or require monthly subscriptions. I mean, tipping on a financial service? That's weird. That feels fishy. It feels free, but it's not. I mean, they have to make money somehow. Let's say you borrow $100 and pay a $5.99 lightning speed instant access fee with EarnIn. Then you add an optional tip of $3. If users don't tip, these apps are known to limit your access in the future, or mysteriously, you won't be able to log into your account anymore. There's tons of stories like this. Back to the example. Your borrowed $100 will be paid back in 7 days on payday. So that brings the total fees to $8.99. That's an 8.99% fee. That doesn't seem like a big deal. But this comes out to a 468% APR, aka annual interest. If you use these apps responsibly, you stop here. But this is where the danger starts. So now, 7 days later, payday is here, and your paycheck seems smaller because EarnIn just took their $100 directly from your bank. But you still have bills to pay, now with less cash. So you borrow another $100 with the same $5.99 instant cash fee and the $3 tip. You're borrowing again at 468% APR. The cycle continues where you borrow, repay, borrow again. By week 3, you've borrowed $300. By week 4, you've borrowed $400. $35.96 in fees, no interest charge technically, but you've consistently borrowed at triple-digit APR. Here's what happened to a real user. According to a 2024 study, 38% of users accounted for 86% of all cash advance app use, meaning almost 40% of users were trapped, using them again and again and again. You're trapped. The scary part is that these apps don't just cost money, they change your behavior. You get paid, the app takes its money, you're short again. You borrow, repeat. Sound familiar? This sounds just like how payday loans trapped Americans in debt, which we cover in this video, linked in the description. So are these apps the new payday loans? Well, in my research, I was shocked to find that a Bankrate article called these apps payday loan apps. I mean, the literal title was, Do Payday Loan Apps Lead to a Cycle of Debt? And yes, they were talking about EarnIn, Dave, Brigit. But let's be clear, traditional payday loans are shady and predatory. High fees, short payback times, debt traps. Now, cash advance apps have slick designs, good branding, and they promise they're different, but most of them work exactly the same. The cycle is the digital version of payday loan dependency, except now it's wrapped in pastel colors and a good user experience. Some of these apps are better or worse than others, and some have been sued by the US FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, and the state of New York for predatory practices and APRs. So let's get into the good, bad, and ugly of the top 5, how to use them responsibly, and better options when you do need money fast. So not all reviews are terrible if you use them responsibly. Starting with Brigit. The good, no tipping. They have budgeting tools and credit building. The bad, you pay $8.99 to $14.99 per month, whether or not you borrow. The ugly, the FTC sued them for making it hard to cancel and stop paying the fees. EarnIn is a popular one too. The good is that there are no required fees and it gives you up to $750 per pay period. The bad, the lightning speed fees are up to $5.99 plus tips. The ugly, users feel pressured to tip or their withdrawal limits are reduced and the lawsuits have already started. Moving on to Dave. The good, it's just $1 per month for access, and you can access up to $500. The bad, express fees are $25. The ugly, the FTC accused them of deceptive fees and charging users even after cancellation. So always check your bank account for these sneaky charges. Currently, some banking apps like Chime have started offering cash advances through their SpotMe and MyPay features. The good, no tips, no monthly fee. The bad, you have to bank with Chime and they have small limits like $20 or $200. The ugly, it encourages you to use them frequently, which still traps you like the others. If you're in a bind and absolutely need to use cash advance apps, use them rarely, not regularly. This should be a backup plan, not a habit. This is what a real user said on Reddit. Avoid tipping and express fees unless it's a true emergency. And if the app limits your access because you didn't tip, this is a good thing, because then you can't get trapped. You have to have a plan to break the cycle and pay it back. Also, use only one app, not multiple, to avoid overlapping payments. If not, you might end up like...
I probably spent $300 and something a month on transfer fees alone.
Every 2 weeks, I just have to keep borrowing to pay back, borrowing to pay back, and it kind of just turned into one of those cycles.
But there are better options, like using a credit union for smaller dollar loans. Credit unions will usually take longer, plus there is a membership fee. But you can get a fast emergency loan through CreditNinja.com and get up to $5,000 cash, potentially the same day. Unlike these cash advance apps, CreditNinja has a 4.6 star average and excellent ratings on Trustpilot with thousands of 5-star reviews. And they have a 4.4 star rating on Google. The application process is all online and they approve people with less than perfect credit scores. Learn more about how CreditNinja works in this video linked in the description. Cash advance apps aren't all evil, but don't be fooled by friendly branding. If you're gonna use one, read the fine print, set strict limits, and don't make it a habit. If you've ever gotten stuck in this loop, drop a comment. Let's talk about it. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and send to someone who needs to hear this. See you in the next one.